They're jealous. The players union. It looks like the whole league can't stand her, including the commissioner. I mean, how else are we supposed to take it at this point if you won't fix this issue?
What if I told you that the WNBA's billion-dollar future is in jeopardy because of a single eye-poking incident? Fans assume that Jacy Sheldon crossed the line with Caitlin Clark. But what's even more shocking is the league's response, which is so blatantly disrespectful to Sheldon that it has people incensed. Is the WNBA jeopardizing both its star player and its financial future? Let's examine the issues and explain why this isn't just basketball, but rather business survival.
And again, there's a certain level, like in the first half, it was fine. Sheldon and her, a little shove, Mabry, a little shove, that's fine. But when she's getting poked in the eye, knocked to the floor, and people aren't getting ejected and she's getting a technical foul too, there's a problem.
It all began during a game between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun JCS on what ought to have been a rout right away as she staggered backwards, clearly shaken.
Muscling her way.
I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.
Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected. If the officials...
The referee's response didn't help matters either. They gave Sheldon a flagrant 1 foul, which technically means excessive or unnecessary contact, but doesn't suggest an intent to harm. It carries a $2,000 fine, which seems serious until you remember that this is professional basketball. But the problem is that Sheldon's actions continued after the initial IPO.
Of course, the Eye Gouge Part 2, the sequel, with somebody playing the new role of Dejanay Carrington, Jacy Sheldon. We had Caitlin Clark getting teed up involved in the incident.
Shortly after, she grabbed Clark's arm and, based on video evidence examined after the game, seemed to dig her nails into Clark's skin. However, there was no whistle for that, so Marina McBraw intervened and gave Clark a shove while she was still reeling. It felt like a concerted attempt by Sheldon to remove Clark from the game, and fans were incensed. Almost instantly, the phrase human punching bag began to trend.
You've got Marina Mabry just coming in and Mabry just thrashing into Caitlin Clark, of course, slamming her to the ground. I've got a new angle of that, and it's even worse. It's even worse.
Fans immediately and fiercely criticized Sheldon on social media, leaving comments on his accounts. The most common being tags like Saban JCS Sheldon and calls for the WNBA to step in and impose more severe sanctions. This felt like more than just 1 foul. Some fans even dubbed it the year's dirtiest play, and commentators on prominent platforms expressed their displeasure.
When I tune into wrestling, I want to see wrestling. When I tune into basketball, I don't mind physical basketball. Nah, we're now in AEW WWE territory.
Within hours, a fan's video of the play had over 1 million views, with captions denouncing the move as a disgrace to sportsmanship. The public's outrage extended beyond Twitter and Instagram, as late-night host Jimmy Fallon addressed the matter by posing the question, what is going on in the WNBA? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs. Please, enough of this. And Fallon wasn't the only one. Other public characters, such as Dave Portoy of Bartle Sports, joined the discussion and harshly criticized Sheldon, labeling the people who attacked Clark as envious loser punks.
Even if somebody wanted to say, oh, well, it's not pettiness, oh, well, blah, 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 it's not, it's the perception, and that's just what it looks like. It looks like there's real venom here. And this is not, that last night was not about basketball.
Why are so many followers finding this situation so upsetting? This was a worrying pattern rather than an individual incident. Fans can cite numerous instances this season where Caitlin Clark, one of the most talented and well-known players in the game, was the victim of excessively physical plays. Clark was also the target of aggressive fouls that appeared more personal than professional.
I mean, Mabry literally just saw her teammate gouge Caitlin Clark's eye, and then nothing's going on, runs in out of nowhere and slams her. And you want people to watch this crap? Really?
The eye poke felt like the tipping point for many who supported Clark. The perception that she is vulnerable on the court And in a league that ought to be doing all in its power to highlight and defend its stars is more significant than just her getting fouled. The absence of action hurts even more, and fans perceive this as a larger problem that reflects the WNBA's unwillingness to adequately manage player safety, particularly when it comes to elite athletes. The sense of failure extends beyond the refs.
They need to do their jobs, blow the whistle, and officiate properly. Hand out flagrants, kick people out of games, nip it in the bud. But continuously, over and over again now, we see Caitlin Clark on the receiving end of something, and it's not called correctly.
Fans are concerned about more than just one player acting out or one damaging play. They are also
The fact that the referees didn't automatically throw her ass right out of that arena is exactly why all eyes are on the WNBA, the commissioner, Adam Silver, the NBA.
Analysts are also beginning to examine the implications for the WNBA's image when Clark, the league's future face, is the target of this kind of targeting. Does it give the league a serious or weak appearance? This isn't just about sports anymore. It's about image accountability and money because, let's face it, Clark is an investment, not just a player. The question now is how long the WNBA can afford to do nothing. Let's examine that in more detail.
All eyes on them because they're officiating and how they're handling this full-on assault of Caitlin Clark is a joke, and now everybody is fully aware. All right? We're not talking about basketball after these games. We're talking about incident.
According to Dr. Ryan Brewer, a financial expert, Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's most valuable asset and more than just a basketball player. Consider for a moment that one player earning a base salary of only $76,535 was directly responsible for more than 25% of the WNBA's financial performance. Clark accounted for an astounding 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity during her debut season. Not only is that remarkable, but it's also unheard of in athletics.